do not see you in terms of camera
Ah.
right now, though.
Oh, don't worry about that. Nobody can see our cameras. Good evening, everyone. Right.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back to part 2 of this little adventure for Game Master Worlds. Hey, this is where usually I would go around and have everybody introduce themselves. But if you're watching part 2, then that means you've watched part 1, hopefully. And if you do not know who these people are, well, go look up the introduction last time. There we go.
Oh, we're doing this bit again.
Oh, we're doing this bit. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still I am still bitter at the fact that the last time I had you on, Bradley, as in the most popular video on my channel is is episode 3 of 4 of a 4-part miniseries. Despite all the effort I put elsewhere. So yes, if you do not know who these people are, go watch part 1 again. There we go. That is your punishment. That is
tension magnet.
yeah, maybe.
Have it open in 3 different windows and have them all play asynchronized.
From what I understand, it's actually it only works if you open 2. I don't know. Oh, that's Twitch. Anyways, intros notwithstanding, let's see. Let's first of all put a little ambience, right?
That said, if you're watching these as they come out weekly, a small recap might be in order.
Yes, we will get into that right now. So, it had been a long week, month, year, and as recompense for your efforts towards the guild, you were given basically a spa retreat. The opportunity to go rest your bones, heal both physical and mental consequences of a long conflict. And you were sent to the Restful Lily, a spa dedicated to, well, a spa/temple dedicated to the goddess of beauty and well-being, Sune in this case, though it might have another name in another world. This spa resort is currently operated by 3 elven sisters, which you have met 2 for now. You've met Morgana and you've met Greensong. The last one still remains to be discovered. You met a couple of the patrons that are also resting in the area. Henry Kolb, Talia and Colin Farley, the Coppercrest sisters, Kelna and Leona, and one person that just in passing had a sort of passing conversation with, I believe it was Junnen, Gail Tilsaris. And of course the different silent acolytes that seem to populate the premises. Right, did I forget? I also forget Seth, the sort of welcoming, head. How do we call it? I have office manager in mind, but that's not it. Basically, at the front desk. Yeah. Right. The day had gone through as basically sort of lounging about in the main lounge, getting some rest, getting acquainted with your surroundings. Haven't much explored yet, but that will come soon, I'm guessing. As you settled in for the night, well, not all of you would find restful sleep, and finding ourselves sort of centered on Anput, our little raptor from Humblewood. As you've heard sort of scratchings outside the door, the sort of predator, the heightened senses, that sort of instinct. I mean, you've potentially in this particular world, you've never been outside of conflict and outside of danger, especially for someone your size in these lands of giants. Right?
Yes, Anput has had to watch her back nearly every day.
Yeah, pretty much
Which
because
has
nobody
led
sees
to-
you. Yeah.
Which has led to her basically being on her toes at all time.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure why we have a token for you for speed, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, what was my stealth? I had a 27 on stealth, so
Oh, right, yeah. That was
I just had that token up there to be like, I'm stealth mode.
right. Okay.
Now I can't find it, so.
Oh, don't worry about it.
All right.
You had heard sort of scratchings, almost like if some sort of claws on the wooden flooring, and also sort of clicking and metal rubbing up against each other. As you grabbed a candle, this is a bit of a retcon. As you sort of because I completely forgot that you do not have dark vision. Grabbing a candle, leaving the professor to his rest, you sneak out of the room, and you can't. It's not that you can actually see it, but you can sort of guess it. Just further down the corridor, you can hear the clinking of metal. There's a bit of muttering, a bit of humming. Sort of very, but it's clearly somebody who's trying to stay hidden, at least not hidden visually, but hidden audibly. You can just see, and I could say just see. As I said, you can't really see the shape of it because you're too far away. It's too dark, but there's just enough light off of your candle to kind of see sort of a white shape. It's about your height, about your size, and standing pretty much where you would guess would be one of the sort of a door down the hallway. What do you do?
The great question. I think, but we'll. Oh no! I gotta say what I'm doing. Anput's gonna trottle back a little bit, and then she doesn't want to go alone.
Okay.
She's seen a shape. She doesn't recognize it. She has no idea what's happening. So she's gonna kind of tap Professor Hawthorne's arm to wake him up.
Yeah. Following up on your previous attempt to you were about to wake him. Professor Hawthorne, you sort of wake up at the start to find Anput's familiar beak just above you, illuminated by a lonely candle.
Oh, little fella.
She'll back up. She'll put the candle on the floor or like wherever there's like a nearby place, and she will begin to sign language. Same strange scratchings, weird shape, trying to unlock door, my size. Her hands are shaky.
We are in the border of wilderness, little fella. Please try to get some rest. There's nothing special there.
Can't sleep.
It's okay. Let's take a look. What's going on?
She'll do a few nods, and then would you like me to redo my stealth check as I walk back out the candle?
Well, considering that you're a candle in the dark, let's have you both. If you want to be stealthy, this
is more to not make noise.
Yeah, I understand that.
She's aware that she could be seen with the candle.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's have the professor as well as Anput roll stealth for me. I will give. Jeez. Okay. I mean.
No problems there.
Night bird.
Yeah.
Immediately cloak
there we
goes
go.
up again.
Oh no, never mind.
Night
What's
and day
that
with
one
the
saying
stealth.
about chains and their weakest link?
Yeah, exactly.
But she'll get to the door and like look back in
Yeah, I think
expectingly.
I would say Arthur, as you put in onto the, I would say, Professor, are you going into so your effects have been sort of cleaned and put away into the chests, but you still have the comfy slippers, the comfy robes. Are you going for spa dress, or are you going back for I guess, what would you grab?
No, I'm actually just wearing my sleeping robe. I
Okay.
don't expect anything special
Right.
to happen.
So, okay. So remember, you do not have a focus, you do not have a spell book. Anyways, moving on. Yes. I'm guessing, Anput, you're armed, correct?
No, she literally just has her cloak out. She's not expecting anything out here.
No, but I'm guessing you came for help. You could have rummaged and grabbed a weapon.
She could have.
But she didn't. Okay.
She could scramble back if she needs it.
Fair enough.
She only really has the cloak on and the candle. And whatever she was wearing to go to bed.
Okay.
Peek around. Still
This is
nice.
gonna be beautiful.
She'll look back at Hawthorne. And
This,
she'll put the candle like in her mouth to hold it, and she'll sign, "I'm gonna see what's up there." Oh, I'm going to see what's up there. I can't like shorten words or do like slang.
I mean,
I need to be very proper with my words.
Technically, you can definitely do slang. Believe me.
Sign language with an accent.
Believe me. Sign languages are not universal, and there's definitely
I know
and
very
new
little
words
about sign
invented all the
language.
time.
Neat.
Yeah.
So
Do I hear or see anything?
Yeah, you can through the silence. I mean, you with Anput being as discreet as she is, and you being your feet sort of being muffled by the slippers, which technically could be what's the magical item, elven boots. Anyways.
I'm not sure.
Basically, you should have advantage with regards to sounds because they're very, very comfy. You can hear again the scratchings of metal, as in somebody is sort of tinkering.
Stopping.
Hmm.
Oh, I see them now.
Yeah.
Anput is stopped.
So as you what you see in front of you is a small reptilian shape. Sort of a snout, horns that could be either just tufted. It's less horns, but more sort of elongated scales above the eyebrows and on the side of the head. And they are wearing this sort of dress. I say dress as in it's more of a large, it's sort of a closed cloak, but patchworked, right? As in if they took a cloak, patched it up, put holes in the arm, and just are wearing that around.
Huh.
And they seem to be fiddling with they're fiddling with the lock on the door of this particular room. You can see that the mechanism has been completely, the casing has been sort of taken off, and there's a little box where you have sort of cogs and springs and other pieces of metal, as if this creature has just sort of taken the lock apart. As you come in, it's there's just that reflection of the candlelight in its eye as it turns. Oh, no. Hello. May I help you? You're not supposed to be up and about at this hour, dear guest. Have you trouble sleeping? How may I help? How may I be of service?
You may have woken up my little friend. We came to find out about the noise.
I am dreadfully sorry. That is absolutely Oh, I see that this might be a bit of yes, misconstrued, I guess. No, I'm Glitter. I am one of the well, the night repairmen, I guess. We've been having trouble with this particular lock, and I was fixing it. I apologize
Night
if...
repairman.
Yes. Yes. The night staff, in a way. Yeah.
Great.
Working for the sisters. Yes, well, if you don't mind, as soon as I get finished with this, as soon as you may go back to your rooms and continue your rest. And he just sort of grabs a couple of, and you can see he's taking it out, but he's actually putting the stuff, sort of back in, as in reassembling the lock.
It's the entire time Anput's been like looking back to Hawthorne, then this small lizard, then to the lock, and then eventually she'll nod her head and then step back.
If you wish to do an insight check, you certainly may.
Anput will.
I will definitely.
She is
Okay.
curious.
Please do.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm also really used to typing in the command in Roll20 when I could just be doing this.
Yeah.
Fingers. 9 total.
My dear dice.
So I'm going to. So with insight is in you do not. Oh, we've lost someone. He'll be back. With that score in insight, it's not that you. I'm just going to say that you do not get any additional information to either to wave your mind one way or another. If you were suspicious, you still remain suspicious. If you were confident and you're trusting, you remain so. You do not have enough information to change your view on things.
They didn't react poorly to Anput approaching. That is fine.
No, they did not go up and stab you. No.
Anput looks back to the professor, kind of stands by his side, ready to go back.
I'm actually relieved. So all I want is a good night's sleep and rest. So it's suspicious, but yeah, I let this go.
If I may ask one thing of you, please do not let the sisters know that you've seen me. My role here at the temple is to be, well, neither seen nor heard. It would be of poor taste that esteemed guests like yourself would be confronted with somebody of my appearance. Against branding, I guess.
Well noted.
Hawthorne, make me a nature check. Unfortunately, Anput, I don't think you know enough of this world to...
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
She does not know what this thing is.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Okay, we are off
fantastic
to a
rolls tonight.
Fantastic start. I will say
this is a fruitful investigation.
Apart from I love the idea that apart from the initial stealth check, none of you have rolled above Anput stealth bonus.
Let's go. We love rolling dice.
That is actually a very good observation. It's not even that they haven't rolled above a 10, it's that they haven't even rolled above a modifier.
It's a disgusting modifier, though. All right.
I mean...
Well, I wouldn't be surprised at this if Junnen and Callahan wake up as the only two remaining members of the party.
We'll see.
Completely disappear.
And may God be with you both.
What's a god? What is that?
Right. Good.
Anyway.
I am
Anput will nod again, but this time be like, oh, like in a sort of confused fashion. Then when the strange little lizard looks like they're done talking, that's when She'll go to Hawthorne's side again.
Okay. So are you? As you can just see, you can hear the last kind of the last little noises, metallic noises, as glitter sort of screws in the last couple of screws into the lock. You can hear the gluck gluck sound of an oil can sort of oiling the hinges, a sigh of satisfaction, and again sort of the tippy tap of the claws as they go to the next door and sort of check and again.
Anput will wait for the professor, seeing as she is the only light available currently.
Anput, will you manage to have some rest now?
She only looks down at the floor. She'll hand you the candlelight for intents purpose. Leave the light on me for a moment. But Anput will sign, I'm not sure. The sounds scare me.
We may want to ask the front desk if they could do anything about this.
Tomorrow morning? Are they available now?
Well, they said so. They are here 24 hours.
Anput will nod.
Welcome back. All good on your end? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. I can hear you. Laptops decided to go on strike, so that's always interesting. But hey, we make do.
Okay.
Technologia.
Yes. Right.
Let me grab my stuff and my book. I just grab my stuff and my book.
Okay.
Anput will pull down the cloak on her hood.
Remind me, Hawthorne, what was the magical object that you had brought out?
Oh, those are my glasses.
Oh, your glasses. Okay. Yeah. There's one thing that I guess this is the first time you go looking through your trunk, correct? Since what is one item that you would have had that would now be missing? Something sufficiently recognizable. It wouldn't. I don't think it would be your spell book, but maybe. Let's say do you use a focus or a component pouch?
Focus.
Focus. I think your focus is missing.
If we're doing this as well, then Anput would definitely have gone through her belongings for her cloak. And I have an answer for you.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, she has a quote-unquote a trophy of an animal that she has killed. So at some point, she has taken the pelt of another one of her kind and had the feathers arranged in a little crown.
Wow.
Terrifying out there.
Yeah. Especially
like a little feather crown made of like these fantastical feathers.
Especially considering that I would see that you would actually wear it weaved within your own feathers, and so for anybody else who doesn't know the practice, they would just go, "Oh, you have colorful feathers on your head." No, these are not the people I've killed. I definitely think that crown would be missing as well.
She would go looking for the amulet she uses to communicate, and then
I think you would have that on your person at any time.
She's gone for it now.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, she didn't quite expect what she found, which is why I didn't pick it up immediately. I'd absolutely say if I had it on me or not. But Anput like picks up her entire bag and just empties it out on her bed, and then just kind of rummages through it a little bit. My crown is missing. She signs.
My focus is also missing. Oh. I'll
What
just
do we do about this?
go through all my stuff multiple times. More and more concerned.
The as you go through your effects, nothing else seems missing. I mean, down to maybe I don't know if anybody ever has an exact figure of the amount of coins that they have in their pocket. You know, just that amount of cash. But you're pretty sure that everything else is there. And the if the clothing is cleaned, it smells of there's a slight sort of lavender smell to it. The sort of inherent of the soap may be used or whatever. Neatly folded. It's in perfect shape, much better shape than you've seen it in quite a while actually. The cloak that you had that maybe had, it would have sort of battle scars, they've been mended.
Yeah.
Magically. You can see
What?
that
No!
they've been.
I got the cloak exactly how I wanted it.
I'm talking about Hawthorne.
Oh, never mind. Mine would be too.
Actually, yours would be very clean, yes, as well.
No!
Damn it! Bring out the knife, start
believe
cutting
this.
it again. Yes.
Sorry about that.
So your all of your effects. I won't talk about not the weapons, but definitely anything that it's been sort of clothing has been maintained, repaired, and cleaned. But you're just missing a crown and a focus.
We have a new complaint. Do we want to go now or tomorrow?
Can you have some rest? Now the noise has stopped.
Looks back at bed, which is now covered in her own clothing. Signs. Maybe after I clean. She'll
Can I help you?
she'll shake her head. She'll put the candle down back on the side. Have the door closed now. She'll go to clean her bed, but then she stops and then turns back around again. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. How did we get here, Professor?
Well, this is kind of a reward. You may not able to appreciate the luxury we were given here, but they are giving us a nice, pleasant environment, good food, and company to enjoy.
Maybe. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yes, the first thing in the morning, we will go to the front desk.
We'll pause before she nods her head once. Start cleaning up again. After a minute, try and make herself comfortable again. Spoiler alert, it's not gonna work.
Okay. Well, Anput, maybe as the rest of the night goes on without issue, why don't you give me a your choice, wisdom saving throw or constitution saving throw. Oof. So either trying to fall asleep or trying to push through the insomnia.
It's gonna be a win.
Okay.
Well, it's a 19 total.
So you managed to calm your nerves enough to fall asleep. And before long, you are awoken by a shift in sounds. As let's move to this one. It'll pick up. And I need to...
Eventually, the sun shines.
Eventually, the sound shines. Yes. Send it back. There we
Audibly.
go. There we go.
She's at this end of the bed now.
Sort of with the talons up.
She definitely shuffles in her sleep.
You are all four of you sort of awoken by soft chimes that seem to ring sort of almost with an ethereal quality, with no sure direction. And as you can hear, as you sort of wondering, sort of slowly realizing where you are, there's that moment of panic of waking up in a space that you don't know, especially as former soldiers and operatives. All of a sudden, it takes a moment to realize, no, wait, I'm safe. Well, in a matter of speaking. You also sort of hear the movement of people sort of waking up, opening. You can hear doors, people saluting each other, saying hello. That to one another, as everybody sort of heads into the hall for breakfast. Should you wish, you may join.
Yeah.
You may join the others.
Anput definitely scrambles out of bed, making a lot kind of clatters the chamber pot a little bit and stands outside where am I? Where am I? Before realizing, oh, I'm right here. She'll round Professor.
You have some sleep?
She'll nod her head. She'll sit down again and start.
That is great. That's very important. Now, before the breakfast, let's ask about our missing items. Take just another loot.
Not actually quite sure what to wear, so she'll just put on the same robe that she was given yesterday. Pull the hood up and kind of just hold it round her. She'll definitely take her amulet this time. That's really about it. She'll join Hawthorne.
As you step out, the first thing that you see is one of the acolytes sort of walking in carrying sort of large. Actually, I would say as a pair, you can see that one of them is holding a series of bed sheets and so forth, and they're sort of bringing them to one of the rooms. There's a slight knock, which you would know is unnecessary because, well, the Farleys just stepped outside of the room. But yes, housekeeping is doing the rounds.
How's our other two compatriots doing?
Well,
what do their mornings look like?
Yeah, let's have a look at Junnen and Callahan. How did you sleep so far? Or should we ask that question in game? But let's see. How do you wake?
Well, having slept like a stone thanks to all the liquor in my system, despite being a hill dwarf, not getting any younger, Junnen. Just jump out of bed, look at my clothes. Good enough. And just prepare to head out, have breakfast, and perhaps another morning drink.
Callahan?
I think Callahan woke up about at least a full hour, if not more, before his roommate. His snoring may or may not have had to do with kind of like a lower amount of sleep.
Was I snoring? I thought I'd been too... No way, I wasn't drunk, so yeah, probably. My bad.
Yeah. Sleep apnea. It'll get you. So I think that initially there would have been almost like a curious observation of, okay, so this is what I'm dealing with. This is fine. I'm a professional. And then heading out downstairs. So by the time you end up at the breakfast, I think that Callahan already has a full plate in front of him and is kind of like chewing down some porridge and fruits and whatever sundry pleasures might be in front of him.
Fair enough.
You can, well, this morning is usually as breakfast usually. The patrons are out in full force, right, and chatting about. If anybody noticed anything with regards to last night's events, it doesn't portray on anyone's faces. I would say let's move Callahan down here so that you can. I guess you would have been at the bar. One thing that that you would have noticed is Kolb's. You had noticed Kolb's scars on the side of his face. You know, the old burn. The texture of it has sort of gone back to normal. We're still seeing the sort of pink style vitiligo scar, but it's smooth. So it's no longer looking sort of that melted flesh texture. And clearly, Talia and Colin are talking. There's a sort of an excited talk about that with him.
Anput, if anyone like looks at Anput, maybe waves, Anput would do a small wave back, then recognize Junnen, Callahan, and kind of just go up to him, sit down, and I will activate the first of 3 uses for this day. One respite. Set that.
Okay, you have an hour of speech.
Speech time.
Hi. Good morning.
Oh, good morning there.
Hi.
I don't suppose you drink any alcohol in the morning?
No, drink.
Pity. I find a nice fruit wine or mead goes great with some dried meats.
Fruit goes great.
Oh wait, you're vegetarian, aren't you?
Yes.
Ah, yes, that would explain a lot.
They did have these strange little drinks over there at the bar. I think they called them mimosas.
Fantasy mimosas. Well, can we get a fantasy Irish coffee as well?
I'm pretty sure that we can definitely make that happen. This is amazing. This is.
I was going to ask for that earlier, but I figured I wouldn't break immersion too much. But if we're going that extra mile, I might as well start the day with an Irish coffee.
I think breakfast beer is definitely part of the balanced Dwarven diet. So.
Well, not necessarily part of the balanced Dwarven diet, but also part of the holiday resort diet.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's just the cornerstone of a Dwarven diet. I'll be honest.
The breakfast beer.
When you look at the food pyramid, the entire bottom is just like alcohol. Weird.
Rock and stone, brothers. Rock and stone.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I would have heard of the city of Irish, something south of Sire, right?
I'm rich.
Anyways, to get back to what we were saying, it is easy enough to you'll notice that in this case everybody seems to be accompanying their meal. There's a sort of it would be sort of I've got sort of a shake of some sort, right? A sort of a sort of fairly dense milkshake, sort of light green in color, You can have a, I guess more of a smoothie than a. Yeah, I got you, Callahan. I got you. There
I
we go.
got you, homie.
Yeah, you got stuck in the door. And you can see that they're sort of going up, and despite the some of the frowns as they taste it, none of them seem particularly perturbed at the idea of drinking it whole. And as you sit, the acolyte in front basically puts you with whatever you might be eating as a supplement to your breakfast. This smoothie, basically.
What are the few ingredients of this movie? Like, is it like, I'm guessing it's just like real powerful, like, and sharp, like fruits and stuff.
It's more herbal, and definitely would be advertised as a cleanse, a cleansing smoothie.
Okay.
So medicinal.
Yes. Anput wouldn't know the
Medicinal.
definition of that to begin with, so she'd go to take a drink and just like put it down.
Yes,
Pick
I
it
feel
back
like
up.
there's two types of cleansing smoothies. There's the medicinal one, and one with an alcohol percentage so high it'll cleanse out your body by making you throw everything else out.
Well, it is not necessarily.
Number
Well,
overflow.
yeah, I'm not going to say it. This is definitely the
Tempted to go for
medical.
The second one.
Sorry.
I'm more tempted to go for the second one.
Oh.
This comes as a great surprise.
course.
Which basically means that you are basically given a pitcher of dwarven breakfast beer, and the smoothie.
Dwarven breakfast beer. I just imagine. What can I get? Some dwarven cereal as well. You know, nice healthy.
Some rocks and stones. My favorite cereal.
You know, perfect. Rock and stone.
A part of this
Dwarven
complete
golden
breakfast.
pebbles, rocks and stones.
Oh, yeah.
Dwarven breakfast cereal with beer.
Yeah. Yeah, and every box is a little bit of gold.
Just a little speck.
Yeah.
There's usually silver nuggets. If you get the golden one, that's lucky.
Yeah. You get a special prize. You can go visit the factory.
Anput
Eat all the carbs.
Anput will like look towards Junnen and then also towards Callahan as well.
How was sleep? Oh,
Oh, I slept like a stone.
oh,
He slept like a stone.
okay.
How did you sleep, Callahan, by the way? I hope I didn't disturb you.
Oh, it's absolutely fine. After the last couple of years, this was actually rather pleasant. How about you? You seem awfully chipper today. Looking at Anput.
Anput looks down, kind of into her drink.
No. Not
No.
well.
Oh. Pillow not agreeing with you?
New environment. Sorry. What did one say?
I was wondering if the pillow didn't agree with you, but obviously you'd be... Hang on, how do you sleep anyway?
Bed soft. Bed was too soft.
Huh. I'm sure there's gotta be some health consideration for solid beds. There's bound to be someone who considers it good treatment.
Going to ask front desk. See if they can help. Have you checked your thing yet?
Huh. Would Callahan
You tell me.
start... No. I mean, would Callahan start wondering if there's anything off about Anput's questions? Like, she's not saying everything on her mind at this point.
She doesn't look happy.
Uh-huh. GM, would you mind me rolling some insight on that, perhaps?
Sure.
No, please go ahead. She's particularly easy to read. And there is some deception going on because she doesn't want to say it out loud. So I guess I will roll this.
Right,
You get a
apologies,
4
my
total.
lads. I am unfamiliar with the Roll20 interface.
Just
So is
click,
that just...
click on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Wow.
If you-
Okay, that's an. I mean, I think you might have rolled under a Callahan's bonus.
Yeah, if you have a bonus of +3, you make it. Yeah, you.
Wow.
Even if you critically
Oops.
fail, you automatically beat it.
That is
There's
spectacular.
something clearly wrong with what Anput
These
just said.
dice rolls are shit. You guys must
No,
have
I love
picked
these.
some major
I love
luck,
these
baby.
rolls. I love these rolls.
Listen. Like, we're getting it all out now. We're getting it all out now, and then it's going to be there when
Is
we
this what
need
the
it.
cleansing? Is this what the cleansing smoothie is supposed to represent?
I might just
already
be.
had some.
Yeah.
Cleansing something,
there
all
is-
right?
There's something clearly wrong. Anput is holding something back. That single statement alone.
Right. I think, yeah, even somewhat distracted. Like, this Callahan isn't fully on in this situation. He's just trying to pry a little bit about you, and then is like, huh, there is something there. Doesn't note it, I think. Doesn't say anything about it, but kind of like acknowledges it. Waits if you're gonna volunteer something more.
Anput wanted to speak a little more. Didn't get the chance to truly introduce self. You and Junnen during up.
I do suppose that we were a bit busy. We were dealing with cultists, right? That was
Yeah.
when you go around just trying to sell product and doing this hitman thing. Well, I wouldn't say here. This adventure thing on the side. Kind of
Door
don't pay
salesman.
attention to the details.
Corrupt.
Assassins?
So, something like that.
Fair enough. Well, I guess when you fight one bad guy group, you fought them all, right? Oh, cheers to that. He says that just looking for any excuse to be drinking.
I would say at
Hey,
some
I'm-
point, you go maybe in for, you finish the first beer, you go to ask for the second, and the acolyte sort of slides the cleansed drink towards you, and sort of nods.
Okay. That was a joke, but all right, let's do it. Should I roll a Constitution saving throw?
No, why? No. It is.
Oh, the actual
wants-
cleansing drink.
Yes.
So, okay.
I thought the idea behind it was he wants to remain drunk, so he's gonna power through the cleanse, then ask for another beer.
Okay, an actual detox smoothie, not something with
Yes.
alcohol
Yes.
so high it'll make you clean out your insides.
Yes, it is an actual. It is an actual detox. Yes, and pretty much tastes the same way as any detox smoothie you've ever had. As in, it feels like you're chewing grass.
That ain't true.
Someone-
You can make very good detox smoothies.
This
I
is-
have a good recipe for apple, beetroot, ginger.
I'm sure, but this tastes like medicine, and it is
This is
advertised as
Junnen
such.
speaking currently. He's figured out a recipe for better detox medicine. No one listens to him.
Yeah, and he's pretty much trying to say, you could add beets in this, and it wouldn't be much better. And the acolyte just slightly nods and just,
50
fact, the
spoonfuls of
like,
sugar. Have you not heard the song?
Sorry, the what song?
I'm having a joke.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Right. In fact, given the fact that Junnen does work with a lot of drinks and stuff, I'm gonna rule that he would know about non-alcoholic drinks as well. So, he's gonna just look at it as like, you know what? It probably would help with my recovery, and he's just gonna down it all. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. You know, there's perfectly good ways of making a good detox drink that people actually want to order and benefit from their health. After that, I'm just gonna slam a piece of parchment onto the counter and just start writing frantically some recipes and just slide it over to the acolytes. Free of charge. Help your customers. Help yourself.
There's I think there's a moment as you sort of slide the paper forward, expecting maybe the acolyte to sort of, take it. You see a slender, blue-skinned hand sort of just place a gentle hand on the paper and say, "Ah, it is good to see that in such spirits this morning. I trust that everything went well during the night." You have in front of you Morgana.
Morgana,
Yes, dear.
We've met her, or is she the last one we haven't seen?
Yes, she is not the last one that you have not seen is Azriza. So
Morgana
the
introduced
fire,
us.
the sun elf.
The fire, yes. The sun. So, she's not the blind one. She's the one I had drinks with.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Green Song
You
is
taste
the
tested.
one. Said,
She'll move back, see.
Is there an issue with our cleanse? I think that my sister would take it very personally if you.
Well, if you want to discuss it from this sort of perspective of getting nutrients into your body, then yes, it's a very effective drink. I recognize what you've put in there, but
Do you?
I would. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's leave that to a check.
Yeah.
Roll an insight check to see if I can
Let's make it an investigation.
Go ahead, put your ingredients where your mouth is. Please roll a 1.
Investigation. Not insight?
No, this is an investigation. You're not trying to determine the mental state of this drink.
The mental state of how's this drink feeling? What's its vibe?
Okay.
How was it sleep last night?
With the 10, I would say, yeah, you can gather a couple. You gather a couple of the main notes, the main ingredients, at least the ones for texture. You can find there's a couple of. It would be sort of a.
To be honest, I'm not looking for like the notes of garnish and stuff. I'm mostly interested in listing off like the nutritional ingredients.
Yeah, but you are. I would say that you are aware that you didn't catch everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not exactly able to sort of get anything from this, but it's got no synergy. You've just taken everything that is theoretically good for you and shoved it in without thinking about actual taste and experience. Now, personally, I would serve this as several other drinks, each one specializing in specific vitamin groups and a specific type of detox rather than general health. Which
Okay.
is
I want you to make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I'm not. I mean, yeah, sure. Persuasion.
I
at
mean, you
disadvantage.
haven't gone Kyron yet.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's a nat 1.
The green soul walks out. You're in the middle of like
Pretty much, yeah.
disemboweling the drink.
Junnen.
How is the rest of the room taking this,
They're
spontaneous advice?
what, the fact that Junnen is dwarf-splaining?
Yeah.
I think that apart from
My God, Dave, can you stop
Nobody's-
in the middle of this part? You're drawing a crowd.
I don't think that anybody's actually paying any mind or any focus. I think the only person sort of Gale is sort of looking sort of the look above his glasses as he's still reading that same tome, Dwarvish tome. He's just looking and observing. But the copper crests are babbling away. Talia and Colin are sort of talking again with Kolb. This interaction is pretty much gone unnoticed by the others. But yes, Green Song comes out. You have first the there's a moment where I think Morgana just looks up from the conversation towards the door behind you, as the rest of you see first the Great Dane sized Morty sort of walk out with Greensong holding at his shoulder. He said, and Morgana says, "Ha, sister, good morning. I believe we have our first critique of your meal today." Oh? And who might be going up against my judgment? She's saying you can hear the smile and the laughter behind it. And
Do I make an insight check now to see if I can sort of spot?
Go ahead, go for insight check.
Anput moves back a seat again.
Okay, June, that's an 11. Anybody else want to make an insight check?
Sure. I'm just gonna watch as the dwarf
Yeah.
digs yet another hole.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay.
Oh, that was on the 17. That displayed a 10 on my screen.
Okay. Strange. I only got one number here. Oh right. Remember to roll twice on your always.
Right. Sorry.
Set your dice to roll twice. Okay. So Callahan and Anput, there's a. I would say, Junnen, you are, you hear the laughter and you're going, oh, okay. But I would say that Anput and Callahan, in both for very different reasons, you've learned how to differentiate speech patterns from facial expressions and so forth, right? On one hand, where Callahan is very much a study of, your particular expertise, let's put it that way, within the guild, makes you a study of the human face, or the human face. Anput, you've had to learn from scratch how to discern the subtle expressions of the human facial features. I would say that here you definitely hear there's just a little point of what we say in French, acidity in that smile. There's just a little bit of acidic drip, which Junnen is completely oblivious to.
And Anput moves back a seat when Greensong comes out and starts speaking. But then when she says, "Oh, really now?" Anput kind of hides underneath she ducks from view. She's able to do that.
I would add the fact that Morty has always had, I don't think you would have noticed yesterday, but Morty's head definitely turns regularly towards you, a small bird-like creature.
I'm now, quote-unquote, hiding. She's very obviously still there.
Well, friend? Are you... Well, dear guest, do you have a complaint or a critique about the meal that I've prepared for you today?
I mean, not necessarily a critique, as I've explained. It's more just suggestions that you can take free of charge if you so desire. Again, I understand that what I've been served is perfectly fine in sort of as a detox drink. But I think if you're having a VIP resort, maybe lower the amount of nutrients per drink to sort of offer better flavor profiles with several drinks. But again, what I had was fine.
We cater to the well-being of our guests, whether they know it or not.
Oh, if that's what you're going for, then so be it. That's fine.
Then I'm glad. Now then, at least I know that you've enjoyed
like
it.
To at least give this recipe. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. That's insensitive of me.
Do not
I
worry.
passed your sister a list of recipes. Feel free to look over them. No harm, no foul if you choose to throw it out immediately after.
Yes, sister. As Morgana sort of turns to Greensong. Yes, sister. I'll be sure to read out the recipes at a later moment when we have a moment to ourselves. Green Sun. That would be lovely. I'm always happy to learn. Now,
Sorry, can I see if that insight check makes me see if they are or aren't going to?
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I've already done it.
Oh, the insight. Oh, Morgana is definitely going to be reading the. Yeah, there's. She almost.
I was really convinced that that was code for I'm burning this as soon as I get out of sight.
No. There's actually here. I'll say this with a 19, in that little interaction, there's you catch maybe some sort of rivalry, or not necessarily, or a point of tension, or there's something. What is the opposite of an inside joke?
Oh, I wouldn't actually. I don't.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right,
fair
as in
enough.
this is something that it is something. There's a look. Well, look. There's the interaction between the two. Something's just. There's a tension. It's like seeing a couple who's been having problems. I guess their words, the way they're saying, is completely normal in any other context, but you're going, that's just not right.
Well, so Junnen is a child being caught between mom and dad fighting for custody.
No.
No, that's extreme.
No, this is more about one parent going, oh yeah. Oh, my spouse is an expert at doing the dishes. That kind of thing.
Right. Fair enough. Junnen will sort of clarify that. By the way, I hope you took no sort of insult in my my recommendations. I'm just a very large advocate for any sort of
Absolutely not.
privilege. And I can sometimes be a bit too passionate. I know us dwarves tend to be. So I just thought I should clarify. I mean no disrespect.
None taken.
Brilliant.
Morgana turns to... Well, the cleanse is usually a basis for the day to help any activities that you may want to go through. My sister is already outside in the garden, preparing for physical exercise. I believe Mr. Kolb will be soon joining her if you wish to join him in that physical therapy. We of course have the pool where you may relax at your leisure, and we also, should you wish, we have a massage therapist that might ease some of those aches and tensions that you might have. If you wish to book an appointment, please ask Seth. You will most likely find him at this hour at his desk. Right,
Much
and
obliged.
if you are in need of anything else, please let us know. We sisters here
Yes.
can produce miracles under the House of Sune.
Yeah, yes. Green Sun was your name?
Yes, dear guest.
I name is Anput. Don't normally speak common tongue.
Oh,
Do so with magic. Wanted
Oh.
to introduce self.
well, that Morgana, this poor creature cannot speak, cannot communicate with others without the help of magic. Surely that is something that we can help with. Sort of Morgana sort of answers, goes, yes. We could pray to the goddess and see if something can be done. There is a miracle to be made there, I'm surely.
Tongue not bad for languages.
Oh no. And I think Morgana sort of turns around the counter, sort of goes up to you, and I think she sort of squats down to just to meet you at eye level.
Anput is sitting.
Yeah,
next
you're
to
sitting.
her.
Yeah, but you're sitting.
Kind of leans back a little bit when she approaches Anput.
Yeah, she's just there, sort of not. She's not in your face either, but she just sort of comes down to a sort of a. Again, she just sort of crouches a little bit down and says, "I'm sure that we can see, in the wisdom of the goddess, what we can do to help. Might be a slight physical modification to allow you to talk the common tongue. You clearly understand it fine." So it is just a
Yes.
matter of physicality. That there is very much in the possibilities. Well, I would not like to
Still-
brag, but Mr. Kolb's scarring, for example, is something that we've been working now for a few days.
I've saw yesterday compared to today. Yeah. Not sure if I understand miracles.
The deepest of magics. One that here in under the gaze of the goddess of beauty and the goddess of well-being, surely to be able to communicate with one's friends is essential to one's being.
May do for now. Sign language coming along very, very well.
Clever bird. But should you wish, you are here for a while. Nothing. The decision is not to be made lightly. But be sure to come to us, to any of the three of us, should you wish to see what we can do.
Okay.
As well as you, Professor. You are now with this young charge. I am sure that, well, you would. We have a watcher among us. Surely, maybe an extra spring in your step could be warranted, just to keep up with her.
I have no trouble to communicate with my little friend, so.
No,
But I really appreciate.
I was thinking of maybe a bit of spruce up the aging process, in a sense. Maybe feel a bit younger. There are the means of certain elixirs and potions that might ginger up one's existence, but there are methods that are more permanent, let us say. We have, and please, I know I can admire a wrinkle on a wizened face, but it is not unheard of that mages and practitioners of the arcane arts come to us to extend their years, or at least make those last years more comfortable, more energetic. Again, it is I'm just putting it there on the table as an example of what we might be able to do. It is
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. I would rather prefer that massage you just mentioned.
I'll take one
Perfect.
too, please.
Right. Well, I will see with Seth about the scheduling. We only have one therapist in today, unfortunately. There's been some issues in the going back to the portal. So, well, Ilim.
Oh, I hope it's nothing too serious.
No. It's, well, we are on the corner of the Feywild, and sometimes it may act up, but it should be it's just a temporary measure. Winds of magic and so forth. To be honest, I have no idea how these portals work, but they don't always agree with the Feywilds, which is why, unfortunately, the when you came through was so far away. And when she means so far away, I mean you walked maybe less than a kilometer. right? Sort of a lovely stroll up a perfectly
Nice
sort of
brick road.
nice brick road and a lovely forest and that kind of thing. But yeah,
We will definitely see Seth.
yeah, very well. How and for the rest of you, well, if you feel that you wish for any of our special treatments, please let us know. And she sort of claps. It says, "I believe that physical therapy will be starting in a few moments. So please, if you could, should you wish to join, please finish up your breakfast and join with my sister. Thank you all, and we wish you a very pleasant day."
Wait, what's starting after breakfast?
Physical therapy.
Physical.
Who's up for a bit of yoga?
What she said.
Are you one of the instructors,
that
or
flexible.
your sister?
So,
My sister is the
Athletics.
one who deals with all that.
Is that the one we still haven't met yet?
I would not know if you've met her yet, but she usually keeps to, well, not keeps to herself. She keeps to the garden. That is a bit of her domain in a way.
I think your question's been answered. Got Morgana, got Green Song.
And yes, the last one indeed is the one that you have not yet met yet.
Shall we go?
Physical therapy, certainly. Sounds lovely.
Anput, before you go, shall we meet Seth about last night?
Yes.
She'll
Morgana
quickly-
sort of turns just as she was sort of turning away and going back up, and she turns to go, "Did something happen last night?"
It's
Oh, probably it's just a minor mistake, but some of our personal belongings are missing.
Oh, that is unacceptable. Yes, please see me with Seth right away, and I will be sure to follow up on that issue later. And please, if there's any sort of that kind of if that happens again, please let me know immediately.
Was
As
this
she-
Much appreciated.
Was this within earshot of the rest of us?
I think this would be yes, definitely.
If we're all sitting together, then yes.
Yeah.
I think then, without a word, instead of heading directly to physical therapy or whatever, Callahan would go to his room and try and, as had been suggested, inspect its contents.
Okay.
We head to the front desk.
Okay. Let's stick with Callahan just for a second here.
Yes.
So as you go back to the room, find yourself sort of rummaging through your things. I think that all of your belongings are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, and you do have one. You have a small sort of little leather pouch, right? Where, sort of a document pouch.
Mm-hmm.
There's a letter in there, ciphered.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think that you would have maybe put in maybe a marker to make sure it hasn't been tampered with or some sort. The marker's moved.
I don't move it further. I verify its contents, make sure that it was there.
Okay.
But
Here's the
look,
thing.
I have.
Here's the thing. You know the letter quite well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a name on that letter.
Mm-hmm.
Not the signature, but the object of the letter.
Mm-hmm.
What you find is that it is written in ink onto paper. But in this case, you realize that the name has been creased. As in if somebody had sort of pushed in the letters further in.
Breathing in and out. All right then. Cat and mouse it is. And I'm going to look for my knives. Are they still there? Just a set of
Yes.
throwing knives that I had.
They are there.
Okay.
They are there. They've been maintained. The leather straps have been sort of oiled and greased. And the blades have been cleaned. Yeah. Well, I mean, you cleaned them fairly well, so.
Callahan's just gonna take, on top of his usual clothes, he's going to just take a light cloak that he's just gonna pin to his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking the set of knives. He just presses it against the fabric of the cloak and places them there.
Okay.
And walks back and prepares for physical therapy.
Okay.
Then I would probably go to the desk though and ask about. Said there was massage and there was a pool, right?
Yes. So let's, as you all sort of move at. Oh, what are you doing, Junnen? You're muted.
Yeah. Nice of you to remember that my microphone. Is breakfast finished? People start going to
Yes.
physical therapy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you have. I think the Copper Crests are have decided to sort of maybe go to the pool. Talia and Farley are.
For a nice long soak. That was my plan.
Okay.
I was gonna go for a nice long soak rather than physical therapy to help my muscles. I was gonna burn them in hot water and force them to relax that way.
Fair enough. So we're going to split the
Well,
party.
actually, no, scratch that. Cold water. That's good for muscles.
Depends on what it. Anyways, well, let's start with the conversation at the front desk with Seth. So, Hawthorne and Anput. The tall sort of dark-skinned man, that wide smile says, guests. Professor Anput, how was your first night with us?
Could have been better.
But what is wrong? What can we make? How can we make you more comfortable?
Bed soft. You're more used to harder, more firm mattress and noises. Ears hear more noises than humanoids.
Well,
managed to sleep.
Well, that is
But
good.
it was a struggle.
Well, I will talk with the mistresses to see what we can do to make your stay a bit more comfortable. There's not much I can do about the local fauna with regards to the noises. We can maybe see about the mattress. Maybe even, well, usually I want to reassure you, it is not uncommon for guests to find the place a bit jarring at first. Change of scenery, changes of noises and atmosphere. If you say, just the air here is different for many, and they find that a bit unnerving. But soon they find themselves getting used to it.
I'm afraid, I just interrupt Seth. I'm afraid not the sounds of the fauna may be the issue. We found out that you have a very unique choice of time to maintain the facility around our room.
Anput shrinks a little bit under the desk.
How would you mean, sir?
We just heard some weird noises in the corridor. And it unsettled my friend.
Oh, I am very sorry. The reason why some maintenance is done at night is, well, because we have very discreet workers, and that, well, we would not want to disturb you during the day. Unfortunately, these facilities do not close, so it is difficult for us to do any maintaining across the year. We must be discreet and precise in our maintenance.
Understandable. Thank you. There's probably a mistake that happened. When I was going through my small amount of belongings, I was found out that I'm missing something very important to me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Please, can you describe the object? I will make sure that our cleaning crew, I will ask around to see if they've found it somewhere on the premises.
I just describe the focus that I'm missing.
Tell me about the focus. What does it look like?
It's
Love description.
Yes, I love a good description, and the only thing that I love better than a description is putting my players on the spot.
Yay!
Absolutely, yeah. So it's actually a handful of green gemstone, which is shaped in a very precise way, and that's very important for my everydays.
A set of gemstones. Are they attached together, or are they just...
No, it's a single piece of gemstone.
Oh,
One lamp.
I see.
Yes.
I will, very well. You see, he sort of scratches on a bit of parchment the description that you give. I will make sure that they are made aware of it immediately.
Sir. Sir.
Yes?
I'm confident she packed a feather crown.
A feather crown?
Feather crown also missing.
My...
Beautiful golden feathers.
Of course. I will see to it immediately. The fact that it would happen, you arrived together, did you not?
Yes. Four of us.
4 of you. Well, I will make sure that I will investigate immediately. In the meantime, is there anything that I may do for you, other than this matter?
That would be all. Your colleague mentioned massage service. We'd like to sign up for that.
Of course. Ilmar is fairly free. There is an opening in about an hour. Should I? Well, he only has 2 hands, of course. Brilliant as he may be. Who should I put down first?
Just look at Anput. Would you like to give it a try?
Sure. Yeah.
So who goes on first? Who goes up?
Anput will nod.
Okay.
After failing to say the word sure and yes.
Okay. Right. Very well. Thank you. How about you, sirs? Turning to Callahan and Junnen.
Junnen.
Out of curiosity, did I get the impression that Seth was entirely shocked and surprised by the description of the noise and the disappearings, or was there something more going on.
Roll me an insight.
Insight, roll, and roll. Let's see.
Big numbers.
That
No
is
whammy.
don't. Yeah, that's the opposite of a big number. That is
Dungeon
what
Master, we're
is
going for golf score today, right?
that
Golf
is
score today in the.
that is spectacular. That is spectacular. Okay, talk about dice telling a story.
Yeah,
Keeping me
absolutely.
humble.
Absolutely. No, unfortunately, you have no idea. There is, again, on insight checks, you have no information to move the needle towards either trust or untrust in any way.
No, fair enough. No, in that case, I'll just step forward and ask about the pool and whether or not there is, like, is it a steam bath or is it kind of like is it meant for relaxation, for exercise, or?
Azrissa uses the bath on occasion for her physical therapy. I do not believe it is on the docket for today, but the baths are there for relaxation. There is a large pool, and but the surrounding room is usually as a steam room. So it's a combination.
Right.
Mostly because I don't have the description of the baths in front of me right now. So
Fair enough. I'm guessing clothing is very much on the optional side.
yes, of course. Please
Right.
please be respectful of the other guests and their physiologies.
Certainly.
Also,
Certainly.
if I may, Anput, you called out to me?
You walked into the room just saying hi. Three of us still already and
Yes, I overheard the massages. I was finishing breakfast, but I was interested as well.
Okay. Yes. Gotta go.
Okay.
Barris walk out. Just kind of peeps back in, embarrassed. She got called out.
Okay. Actually, guys, on that note, we've been playing for about an hour and a half now. Let's take a little break. Okay? For
I need to check my foods.
yes. So you go let's meet back, let's say 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, 10 minutes.
See you then.
And for those listening, we will see you. We will see you, hear you, whatever, soon enough. Thank you.
That's enough time for me to make some tea.
Yes.